waters of March. It's the promise of spring. It's the joy in your heart. To the waters of March, it's the promise of spring, it's the joy in your heart. Way back when, in the beginning of time, man made the fire, then the wheel went from a horse to an automobile. He said the world is mine. He took the oceans and the sky. He set the borders, he built the walls, and he won't stop till he owns it all. And here we are, standing on the brink of disaster. Enough is enough is enough is enough. I know the answer. Put a woman in charge.
Put a woman in church.
Put the women in church.
Put the women in church.
Put a woman in church.
Put a woman in church.
Put the women in church.
Put the women in church.
The time has come. We've got to turn this world around. Call the mothers, call the daughters. We need the sisters of mercy now. She'll be a hero, not a fool. She's got the power to change the rules. She's got something that men don't have. She is kind and she understands. So let the ladies do what they were born to do. Raise the vibration, make a better place for me and you. Put a woman in church.
Put a woman in church.
Put the women in church.
Put the women in church.
Put a woman in church.
Put a woman in church.
Put the women in church, yeah. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
charge.
Put a woman in charge.
Put a woman in charge.
Put the women in charge. Women in charge.
Women in charge. Women in
Yeah.
charge.
Put a woman in charge.
Put a woman in charge.
Put the women in charge.
Put the women in charge.
Put a woman in charge.
Put a woman in charge.
Put the women in charge.
Put the women in charge.
Put a woman in charge.
Put a woman in charge.
Put the women in charge.
Put the women in charge.
Put a woman in charge.
Put a woman in charge.
Put the women in charge. Women in charge.
Women in charge.
Put a woman in charge.
Put a woman in charge.
Put the women in charge.
Put the women in charge.
Put a woman in charge.
Put a woman in charge.
Put the women in charge.
Put the women in charge.
Put a woman in charge.
Put a woman in charge.
Put the women in charge.
Put the women in charge.
Put a woman in charge.
Put a woman in charge.
Put the women in charge.
Put the women in charge.
Put a woman in charge. Good morning, Center for Spiritual Living, Asheville. Welcome. You had a very good idea this morning. You showed up, either online or in the house. So stand up and join us for our opening song, if you're able. Swing wide the doors.
Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. I'm not holding it in anymore. I'm gonna shout it out loud.
Out loud.
I understand now what I am here for, and what this life is about. What this life is about. Spring wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine.
It's about love, laughter,
It's about comfort and smiles. It's about love. It's about kindness. It's about hearts open wide. It's about love. It's about passion. It's about taking a chance. It's about love. It's about service. It's about lending a hand.
What's it
It's about
about?
love. It's about laughter. It's about comfort and smiles. It's about love. It's about kindness. It's about hearts open wide. It's about love. It's about passion. It's about taking a chance. It's about love. It's about service. It's about lending a hand. Lending a hand. Swing wide the doors. The time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors of this heart of
morning, Center for Spiritual Living, Asheville, all of our friends in the room and all of our bright, shining faces that are watching us online. Welcome. My name is Dee Brooks, and I am a member of the Center for Spiritual Living, Asheville, of course, or I wouldn't get to be up here. Although I would ask if I was just like here for the second time, just because that's who I am. And I'm also a licensed practitioner, and so very grateful to have all of you here. We have so many announcements, but before we get started, what's the first thing we do? Silence out our cell phones, but take them out, take a picture. There are so many things. What is it? A picture is worth 1,000 words. So one picture put out on your social media platform, whatever that looks like, and some of you have multiple, Blair, but that's my daughter, so I can say that. Put it out there, because the entire world needs to know about this, and that's how we spread it. It's 1,000 words, so one picture. Think of all the thousands of people that could know what we know and what we're doing and be drawn to this as well. So go and do that, right? So Serenity Sound Bath, our very own Kristen Helligas, yay. This Wednesday, August the 21st at 6:30 in the Kids Club space. I'm really excited because I get to do that today with the practitioners, and I'm so excited. Yay. So on Wednesday, y'all plan to be there. Love offering, correct? Yes, perfect. There it is. All aboard. Friday night at Spirit Express, every Friday at 7 p.m. This coming Friday, August the 23rd, we'll have the movie The Boys in the Boat. Excellent movie. Yes. So really good movie. Plan to be here for that. It's based on a love offering. And then on August the 30th, the Joe Dispenza documentary Source, and that will also be at 7 p.m. and very good, and also on a love offering. So those are our next two Friday night offerings. Whoop, whoop. One more time, just for, because. I am all about the effects. Don't y'all love it? Yay. All right, so, and we are having a Foundations of the Science of Mind with Reverend Chris Alexander on Mondays from 6:30 to 9 p.m. starting on September the 9th, going through November the 11th. Don't you love how that lined up? 9/9 to 11/11. There's something about that, right? So yeah. Huh? Yes, play the lottery, because, those are the numbers right there. But if you are ready to enhance your spiritual journey, celebrate your authentic self, connect with like-minded individuals, and expand your mind, please join this class. Whether you have been in a Foundations class before or not, so many of you I know remember Chris from her time here with us as a member and then as a practitioner. So please, plan to do this. This is going to be an amazing thing. So, excellent. Fundraising and fundraising committee. For any of you interested in helping our center through the Board of Trustees and Reverend Suzi, big ideas, big ideas, not little ideas. We do big things, right? Really big things. And there's a committee that's forming. If you are interested in, how many of you have big ideas, right? Would you like to be part of that committee? Bring your big ideas, bring your big, authentic, bad, can I say, ass self to one of the Board of Trustees, to Reverend Suzi, and say, I want to be part of the fundraising for Center for Spiritual Living Asheville as we embark on so a lot of you know this, and dang it, we missed out because of that stupid, I won't say ass again, but stupid pandemic on our 25th anniversary celebration. And there was a committee of us back in the day planning for that, and we missed out on it. But guess what? We get a 30th anniversary, and we are doing it bigger and better than we were even going to do the 25th. And so that's this next year. So part of that committee will be, ideas around how we really, really celebrate 2025 as our 30th anniversary of this center and all that we have done and all that we have yet to do. Giving Tuesday is a big initiative that starts in December, and we need to, this is August, and yeah, it's the dog days of summer, and we're getting ready for back to school, but we need to get ready for those things in the fall that we are going to be part of, and one of those is the Giving Tuesdays as a center. And don't you love it? How much we've already been doing outside of the walls of this building, out there in Asheville already under your great leadership and guidance. So thank you for that. So if you want to be a part of that big ass initiative with your big ideas, then I want you to see her or a member of the Board of Trustees and say, I want to be part of that. I want to help us in this center spread this throughout Asheville and beyond. So thank you for your participation already. I can feel it. I just feel it in the room. Yay. Okay, our board member of the day is Sheila Lunsford, and she's right there. So she will be in the social hall after the celebration to answer any questions that any of you may have. Our amazing Celeste is our practitioner of the day, and holding high watch for us is Michelle Loud. Thank you so much, Michelle. So I think that I'm going to do this so that I get it right. If you would like to check out an amazing list of all of the things and inspiring events that are happening, please visit cslasheville.org. And again, take those pictures and tell your friends about all of the good things that are happening here at Centers for Spiritual Living Asheville. Special thanks to all of the hearts and all of the hands that make this day happen and make this place special. You matter. As the candle is already lit, please join me with going within. Let the bowls align us and the tinctures call us to attention.
As I breathe in to my heart space, I gratefully acknowledge the one life that is all that there is. This one source that is ever present in all things, the infinite intelligence that is manifested and created all of life, all of the universe, all that is seen and unseen. This power is so great and so magnificent. It is all the things that we can think of and anything beyond. The beauty, the love, the light, peace, harmony, the power, the joy. And this is who and what I am and who we each are. The power and the presence of the divine source of all life flows in and through each of us. It is that power that allows us to gratefully create and manifest our own life as a sacred creation of expression of the Spirit of One. And I know as this power moves through each of us, it does so to fill our bodies with the love and the light of Spirit, so that every cell, every tissue, every organ, every system is in alignment with this truth, that we are the body of God. We are filled with this light and we are healed and whole, all as we open and believe and allow this into ourselves. And I know this powerful creation moves through us to allow us to fulfill our life's journey, to be the gift that we are here to give, for we are all here to offer our blessing to life. We would not be here if we weren't special, specially designed by the infinite to give a gift so that God expresses in its greatest opportunities. And I know this gift that we are is blessed with financial abundance. We have all that we need to support our lives beautifully, bountifully, that we can give and receive and touch the lives of others in so many ways. And we have all we need as well. And our life is blessed with loving relationships, with the nourishment of loved ones, and that we can send our gift of love to each person we interact with a smile, with a gentle word, knowing this power moves through us. And as we take a deep breath, let us each fill our heart with this love, this power, this peace and harmony. And just for a minute, fill our hearts, fill this room with this love, with this light, with this big ball of energy, and send it out into the universe, into this community, into our city, our nation, our world, that we bless this planet that we live on with the love, the peace, the harmony, so that everyone knows this truth of who they are, so that we all come to the realization and understanding that we are all special, we are all divine, we are all spirit and form, and the kindness and peace and harmony of humanity fills each of us and our world. With great gratitude, I know all of this is so. And I release these words into the ever-loving, ever-present mind of the divine, knowing that it is done as I speak these words, and so it is.
Thank you, Celeste. Thank you, Susie. So, our reading this morning is How to Get in Tune with Your Spiritual Self. So, as usual, I did my Google search. Googling for God. I did it. Whoop, whoop. I need a little thing, you know. And I found this. Jacinta Tynan wrote this piece for Body and Soul, a magazine. She's a journalist and an author, and she was used to facts and stats, yet she embarked on a journey to place her trust in a higher power. And she wrote this: I've been sitting on the fence for most of my life, spiritually speaking. I have long been dazzled by the notion of a force mightier than us, but I wasn't sold. Sure, I meditate, devour spiritual books, podcasts, and Instagram lives with Oprah's Super Soul sessions on high rotation. I recite affirmations, frequent self-help workshops, and catch the odd yoga class. But still, I was hedging my bets. As a journalist, I made a career out of peddling facts and finding stats. How could I be a truth seeker and spiritual at the same time? Until I had a spiritual emergency. A series of unsettling life circumstances threatened to pull me asunder, and it was sink or swim. To swim meant to stop acting like I was the one in charge and put my trust in a higher power. We've all had spiritual emergencies. Life isn't turning out quite like we dreamed, or we've lost sight of those dreams altogether. We feel lost, unsure of our purpose and worth. Tough times are a call to action, an invitation to reconnect with ourselves. When we're not working to keep our head above water, we're free to get back to who we were before we got sidetracked. We're free to get spiritual. Not so long ago, spirituality was considered a bit out there. But there's been a seismic shift of late as we crave more meaning in our lives and aren't afraid to admit it. Our quest has become as de rigueur as our morning meditation. We talk openly about our aha moments and take family constellation workshops, speaking for myself. We create vision boards, collaborate with spirit guides, and curate crystal clusters beside our laptops. We're in the midst of a mainstream spiritual revival, and everyone's invited. But beneath all the gimmickry is a deep yearning to make happiness our default setting in place of disillusionment and fear, You can search all you like for external validation, but the only place to find it is within. I've worked out the hard way that the route to aspirational status, like peace, lasting joy, and ultimately growth, is via a spiritual practice. In this column, I'll be sharing my own learnings in my pursuit of spiritual transformation. Here's what I know. Love this. The universe is working for you. Everything is in divine order, even when it doesn't look like it. We don't have to hustle to make things go our way, but surrender to what is. It's a sweet spot between agitating for results and showing up, trusting that all is as it's meant to be. Number 2, we create our reality. Heard that before? It is a basic spiritual law that our thoughts manifest. I railed against this at first. It's affronting when you're used to heaping the blame elsewhere, but it's also empowering. Number 3, love wins. Spiritual masters believe that at any given time, we're either in a state of love or fear. The choice is ours, even if it means giving up being right for love's sake. And number 4, it's on us to do the work. We're the only ones who can be vigilant with our thoughts, intentions, and actions, and realign them when we veer off course. Don't seek to be understood, but rather to understand. I know that practicing spirituality not only helps you make sense of how you got here, but also helps propel you forwards like nothing else on earth. Last, trust in a higher power. Call it God, the universe, your inner voice, whatever makes sense to you. Just know and accept that everything that's happening is for the best. And then watch your thoughts. Our thoughts inform our beliefs, which create our reality. It's up to us to cultivate consciousness, to be mindful of what we're putting out there into the world. Let's be in tune with our spirituality.
One, two, three, four.
Another day, another way. I have come for my awakening. Another start for my heart. I have come for my awakening. Another day, another way. I have come for my awakening. Another start for my heart. I have come for my awakening.
It's a new day for creation. I am at the starting line. I still dream my destination and make it mine. It's already mine.
Another day, another way. I have come for my awakening. Another start for my heart. I have come for my awakening.
We are here for celebration. There is wisdom in our love. From our heart's imagination, our vision now will rise above.
Another day, another way. We have come for our awakening. Another start for our hearts. We have come for our awakening. Another day, another way. I have come for my awakening. Another start
Yeah.
for my heart.
Good morning. I'm Reverend Dr. Suzi Schadle, and I add my welcome to all of you who are here in the room and those of you who are seeing us through the portal of cyberspace. You're all welcome. It's a good day, don't you think? Yes. Yeah. One of the things I noticed about August is that people wake up and they go, wow, the summer's almost over, school's about to start, I forgot to take my vacation, I gotta get out of here, so it's always a little thin in August because people are off on vacation, and I think I should do that. Maybe I should go in August, Anyway, those of our community who are traveling, let's send our prayers with them for not only fun travels, but safe travels, so that they come back to us whole and complete and perfect and rested and excited and all of that. So, because it's almost back to school time, right? We know this because Foundations is starting, right? Right. One of the ways that we are tuning into our spirituality and also awakening is that we have been, during the month of August so far, and we'll continue through next Sunday, we have been, as a community, discerning our community core values. We started out with over 100 values, all of which were defined, and the Board of Trustees and I went on, we don't call it a retreat, we call it an advance, and we went on an advance, and we did the heavy lifting for you, and we honed down those 100-plus values down to 18, which you all get to choose from, so that we end up with about 5 to 7 community core values. This is not to say that all the values are not important and that you shouldn't practice them, you should. However, there are some that really define who we are as a community. And so many of you have already filled that survey out, and I appreciate that greatly. We've gotten a very, very good response. At the end of my talk, I've got a couple of Vanna Whites who will be helping me by passing out the survey to those of you who have not already turned one in. So we ask that you fill out one survey and one survey only. If you happen to be here for the first time, it is your lucky day. We know that you wouldn't be here today if you were not also supposed to fill out one of those surveys, just from the feeling that you get by being here. So we ask and invite you to participate as well. So I'll give you a little more instruction on that at the end when they pass those out. So this is an opportunity for us together to tune our instruments of spirit so that we make a beautiful orchestra together, right? And tune into our community core values. Okay, now I'm going to talk about what I'm going to talk about. Let's start with this. The Dalai Lama said, in our increasingly materialistic world, we are driven by a seemingly insatiable desire for power and possessions. Yet, in this vain striving, we wander even farther from the inner peace and mental happiness we seek. Despite our pleasant material surroundings, many people today experience dissatisfaction, fear, anxiety, and a sense of insecurity. There seems to be something lacking within our hearts. What we seem to be missing is a proper sense of human spirituality. We are spiritual beings having a human experience, but we are first and foremost spiritual beings. But the yammer and the clamor and the glamour of the material world only begins to fade as we stop and take a breath and become more awakened, and we literally start over at the beginning. At the beginning. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and God was the Word. In the beginning, God is all there is. And right now, God is all there is. And in every moment, God is all there is. That's really all we need to know. And if we really believe that at the deepest level of our being, we really don't need to know anything else. It all unfolds from there. God is all there is. It is simple as can be, but it's not easy all the time to remember that and live from that premise. It's the goal. It's our intention. It's where we're headed. In the beginning, God is all there is. In the now, God is all there is. In the future, God is all there is. That all-prevailing presence, all-inclusive, all-knowing, all-embracing, Spirit delights in living in and through and as each one of us so that we can have that human experience, but we have it in a spiritual way. It's much richer that way. It's exciting, it's energetic, it's powerful. And the more we fully embrace our humanity, the more it gives way to the divinity that is the truth of us. If we weren't supposed to live a human experience, trust me, we wouldn't be having one. And you'll know when you're done, because I'm going to show the way. You'll know when I'm done when I go poof right into the ethers. And you go, wow, she made it. And then you throw a party, right? So, and you'll know it too. You'll feel that feeling as you realize that you lay down some of the smallness of your humanity and you embrace more heartily the spiritual experience that you are. You remember the book, The Secret? Remember when that was the big deal? It was the big hoopla, right? Well, The Secret introduced millions of people to the power of the law of attraction. And I love what Oprah said when she interviewed some of the people that were involved in The Secret. And she said, that's only one of the things available to us, the law of attraction. There's so many more principles that we can practice to make our lives richer. And so it was a good thing, though. It was a good thing. It did introduce millions of people to something they didn't necessarily use or were aware of. It told them that there was a freedom to their thinking. They didn't have to be restricted in their thinking, and that they really had the opportunity to live their dreams if they wanted to. It was kind of a mass invitation to the power of co-creation using the intentions and affirmations, much as we teach, right? And so in a somewhat secular or popularized introduction to the creative process that we teach. And so this is the Reader's Digest version of the creative process that you get. You get a little class here, a little introduction to foundations of science of mind. And definitely the Reader's Digest version. So a lot of people ask me, what is this V? What is that? Well, it's not a V, actually. This is the symbol of our teaching, and we call it our teaching symbol. Up here in the top area there, that's spirit. That's spirit. And that's where we start with a seed of thought, an idea or an intention right there. And then the V, which it's not, descends. This is actually the descent of spirit into form and experience. So we start with that seed idea as spirit, and it moves into the creative soil of the soul or mind. And then it manifests into form and experience down here. So the descent of spirit into form. Okay, what's this part of the V? It's not a V. Descent of spirit into form, and then back up into the no-thingness from whence it came so that we can create again. And it's simple, sometimes not easy. It's like this. You can think of it this way. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is, right? And so it is. They're all over there. So it's a simple teaching. It's just not easy all the time, because what happens? We go unconscious. We forget. We forget all the tools that we have. We haven't totally immersed ourselves in who we truly are, spiritual being. So I'm kind of a contrary person sometimes. So when The Secret came out and it was the big thing, and I had congregants coming up to me going, "Oh, Reverend Suzi, The Secret, have you read The Secret? Oh, The Secret's got everything." And I'm like, geez, have you listened to a word I've said all these years? You know? And I tend to resist fads, so when things first come out, I don't jump on the bandwagon. I wait till it dies down a little bit, and then I investigate and go, it's all right. So that's kind of how I approached The Secret initially. because I thought it was kind of metaphysics light, until I get a phone call from my youngest older brother, Mr. Macho Alaska Man, calls me and says, "Hey, I'm reading this really cool book. I think you might like it. It's called The Secret." And I'm like, drop the phone and go, What? I'm like, who are you and what have you done with my brother? You know? And he's telling me all about The Secret. And I said, wow, that's great. Keep reading. And guess what? There's a video also. You know, and what that did is it woke something up in me. And I said, well, maybe this secret does have a purpose and it's a useful vehicle. And so suddenly that year, everything at my center became the secret of everything. It was the secret of Easter, the real secret of this, secret, everything was secret. All our marketing was secret. And it worked. You know, people came in droves because of the secret. And I'm like, thank you very much. You know, so sometimes we got to let go of our resistances, right? But the real secret, the use of the law of attraction, really needs to focus deeply with a spiritual approach, you know, from within, not from without, not about getting stuff, but about what it brings up, what it rises up within us. To use the secret to create better, more loving, and a compassionate world. That's the kind of thing that we want to create with the law of attraction. Dr. Lisa Love wrote, if there really is a secret in life worth discovering, it is not the law of attraction. It is the secret of spirit, or God, who wants us to attract spiritual, not just material abundance. Finding out what spirit wants for us and from us, and learning how to live a more spiritual life is essential before we can use the law of attraction effectively. So how do we use the law of attraction and our other powerful principles to manifest the experience we want in the material world and still align with our spiritual self, our spiritual principles, our spiritual life? We know that the law of attraction works. I just, moved up here from Florida, and I have plenty of evidence that the law of attraction works for material things. Plenty of people down there that have their summer mansions that they use a couple weeks a year because they're at their other mansions the rest of the time. So they have manifested all kinds of material good. And there's nothing wrong with material wealth. It's good to do well. I have a good friend whose tagline for his business is, I'm doing well by doing good. I like that. Doing well by doing good, right? So he's prospered by his values and his spirit. And so the idea is that we know that the law of attraction can work, that we can get what it is that we want materially. But I would ask the question, should we want all the things that we want, really? What is the energy behind it? What is the spirit behind it? Are some of the things we want really the right things for our own lives or for the people around us, the world around us? Are they spiritually based wants? Are they values-based wants? Or are they just because, I don't have one of those in that color. I think I should get that, right? Do I really need a pair of shoes in every color? Apparently I do because okay. If they work, So how do we know the difference? How do we really discern the difference between spiritual desires and selfish desires, right? I shudder to think how many times I have embarked upon attracting something, a thing, or some experience or material thing to me without really being conscious, without really taking that in and saying, what is it that having this thing or this experience would bring to my life that makes it richer or that impacts the people around me in a positive way? So it's really about being more conscious. And the law of attraction itself is neutral, like all of the spiritual laws. Though you can use it to get whatever it is that you wish for, it doesn't always give you what spirit wishes for you, unless you're coming from a place of consciousness, a place of having tuned into your spirit. It's important to understand our relationship with spirit first and foremost, to know the secret of spirit the secret of spirit, and then to use the secret of the law of attraction. For example, begin by being still, being quiet, going within to meditate, to listen to spirit, to vision, to catch spirit's vision for you, for us, and then to move into spiritual mind treatment or affirmative prayer to affirm that which you've heard from spirit. It's having a relationship, a communion with the one. And then when you act in your human capacity, you're acting from a spiritual place. You are spiritualizing your human experience. And so our seeking is not about spiritual or material. It's a both and. It's okay to have material stuff. I like stuff. It's okay to have material stuff. And some of it frivolous, if it brings you joy, if it brings the people around you joy, it's okay. It's okay. Just be sure to make spirit the first priority, the place where you begin, out of which all else arises. That great teacher and way shower, Jesus taught, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all else shall be added unto you. And the kingdom of heaven is within you right now. That's where it is. It's not out there or up there somewhere. It is within you right now. You want to experience heaven on earth? Go within. And then bring it about. Right? You know, the gap between rich and poor seems to be ever widening here in this country. It's part of the great human divide right now. So maybe, just maybe, our most spiritual manifesting of wealth, and by the way, the original meaning of the word wealth was not about money. It was about well-being of every nature, not just money. So maybe our most spiritual manifesting of wealth would be to be good stewards and custodians and of service to others and to the common good. To think outside of ourselves a little bit. Start from within and move that energy of spirit outward in ever-widening circles of inclusion. You know, ask yourself this question. Will I hold on to my integrity and spiritual values, or will I allow myself to be, or those values or that spirituality to be sacrificed at the altar of self-indulgence? It's a question, and you know what? You can answer either way. It's okay. It's okay to self-indulge. Just be conscious when you're doing it. Be conscious. Don't do it by default or because you shut down your thinking, that you went to sleep at the wheel. I can't tell you how many times I've done that. I come home and I have stuff, especially every time I move, and I have to move stuff. I'm like, who brought this into this house? I live alone, so it was probably me. And I'm like, why did I think this was a good idea? You know, I have many dust collectors. So think, be conscious, be present. You know, are we spiritually mature enough to use the law of attraction for the good of all, not just for ourselves? We're included in that all. To get not only what it is that we want, but to get what Spirit wants for us and from us. You know, first, orient yourself, align yourself with Spirit. Begin there. And before you start wishing for something or some things, invite Spirit into the process with you. Spiritual discernment. Invite Spirit to guide you to desire what Spirit desires for you and your life. Trust me, it's much bigger than what we come up with all on our own. Dedicate yourself to service, to Spirit, to the greater good of community and the world, of humanity. Seek to understand what it is that Spirit wants for and from you in this life. You're not here by accident. You're here on purpose at this very time in history. Because there's something that only you can provide to the fabric that is humanity. Only you can do it. Spirit wants an abundant life of every nature for all of us. But he wants us to be spiritually wise and insightful in experiencing and expressing it. Use spiritual ideals of patience and love and compassion, of appreciation, of joy, of intelligence, harmony, peace, the good, the true, the beautiful. Use those kinds of qualities when you are contemplating what it is you want to attract into your life. Spirit ultimately invites us to be fully conscious, fully present, and loving. To use the law of attraction consciously and fully self-expressed in positive ways. It's not so important how much we have, but how we use what we have. How we use what we have, how we share what we have. For example, let me give you this has always been one that's blown my mind. Nitroglycerin. It has the capacity to save one's life in a heart attack. And yet, if we use it in another way, it can destroy life when we put it in TNT, dynamite, right? So we have to be conscious about how we use the gifts we're given, how we use the things that we attract into our lives. And so before you use the law of attraction to manifest money and things, get all of your spiritual priorities and values straight. Start there. And then I guarantee you, whatever things or fun and fabulous experiences you attract will have a spiritual component to them as well. You know, we're here not so much as to consume as we are to contribute, not so much to get as to give. We have that capacity. We've been blessed with the gifts of who we are, not in order to keep it all to ourselves, but to give it away. You know, and despite enormous amounts of prosperity, many prosperous people are empty. Think about the lottery winners who manage to lose all their lottery money, usually within the first year, because they never shifted a consciousness to have an abundance or sharing kind of consciousness. And somehow they managed to spend all that money and not have a clue where it all went. For me personally, you know, I was a corporate mucky-muck. I had a skyrocketing career. And I managed to get to the very top of the corporate ladder, only to realize I was miserable there. But I made all kinds of money. I had all kinds of perks. I looked really good on the outside, right? I was enviable. But if anybody got a chance to get on the inside, it was pretty bleak. I was spiritually bankrupt. My life was not working. It looked good, but it was all a facade. You know, today I make about a third of the money I made then, but I'm richer in every way today. I live from the inside out instead of the outside in. I measure my worth by what's going on in here, not what's going on around me, right? We all receive in life all kinds of gifts, including all the speed bumps and challenges. Those too are gifts. Spirit gifts us with those challenges because they bring out in us something we might not know otherwise. It gives us a chance to align and to live from our spiritual center, from that light of spirit that is within us, that is the truth of us. Practice meditation. Practice catching Spirit's vision. Practice spiritual mind treatment or affirmative prayer. Those things will literally invite Spirit to shine in and through and as us, to lift us up to who we truly are. It's essential to stay connected in that communion with Spirit, to grow in wisdom and love and joy and peace. And then, I guarantee we will attract the gifts of Spirit no matter what our outer circumstances. No matter what our outer circumstances, we will attract what's most important, the gifts of Spirit, the light of Spirit, the truth of our own being. Our founder, Reverend Dr. Ernest Holmes, said, "The human soul is the receptive medium into which Spirit breathes forth the forms of its thought. It is the medium of the thought, power, and action of Spirit. The birth of the soul into the light of Spirit is an awakening to the realization that God has been with us all the time. All the time. Has been, is now, always will be, all the time. Because why? God is all there is. Spirit is not far off somewhere, but it is within our own heart and soul. Each of us, all of us. Emerson said, get rid of your secondhand gods. You must have your own personal experience in relationship with God. And Ernest Holmes went on to say, do not listen to me, listen to who I listen to. Listen to Spirit. It is within you. It is within you. And so, commit to having a personal revelation, a personal relationship and experience with Spirit. And you know what? Do it all the time, not just on Sunday or when you're in a class. Do it every day. Do it several times a day. Do it as consistently as you possibly can. I guarantee your life will bloom and blossom. Commit to having that personal relationship on a consistent basis. It is priceless, even better than MasterCard. It is priceless. Spirit frees us from all limitation, all sense of lack, fear, doubt of every nature, and not just about money or things. When you imagine having great wealth and well-being, imagine who and how others will benefit from your stewardship of it. Attract it to yourself to do more than for you, but for more folks. Law of attraction, we use it to understand the purpose that Spirit has for you. Use it to understand the purpose Spirit has for you and attract to you what supports that purpose that Spirit has for you, that call of your soul. Be awake, be conscious, be loving, be fully self-expressed. The world is waiting for you to be that, to be who you truly are. Experience and express love, knowing that we're all interconnected. Be the presence of love. Be the presence of love. Be one big heartbeat everywhere you go. Imagine your heart coming out and go boom, 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 boom. We'll hear some of that in a minute. Boom, boom. Thank you, Lou. Right? Lou is the heartbeat. Experience loving kindness. Express loving kindness. Be caring for yourself and for others. You know, we all need each other to grow and to prosper. We all need each other to make the world a better place. Use the law of attraction and the other spiritual tools that we have to offer, and you'll find out a whole lot more of them in the Foundations class. Use those to benefit not only yourself, but everyone. The most powerful way that we can use the law of attraction is through the clarity of awakening and answering Spirit's call for us. Everyone, everything is Spirit. We are all one. There is simply one, because Spirit is all there is. And Spirit can only manifest for us what it can manifest through us. So you have to be an active partner in this deal. It's not, Spirit is not a slot machine. You put in a dime and say, ching. You have to be an active partner. So Spirit works through each one of us to manifest that which we are called to seek and to become. One of my teachers, Reverend Noel McGinnis, who left the planet this past year, he said, you don't always get what you pray for, but you always get what you pray from. So where are you praying, attracting, and manifesting from? Is it from who you're not, from your ego, your image, your mask, your persona? Is it from living and creating from the past so that you star in the movie Back to the Future? Is it from being pushed by the pain of regret from the past or worry about the future? Or are you praying, attracting, and manifesting from the creative now moment, from who you truly are, your spiritual essence, with clear intention? What contribution and possibility is Spirit wanting to express in, through, and as you? Think about that. And think about attracting everything that will support that. What is it? What contribution? What is it Spirit is calling forth? And are you manifesting? Are you attracting? Are you praying from where your future is created in this present moment, pulled by a vision, the vision that we catch from Spirit? It's all about spirit. Ernest Holmes taught there is a power for good greater than we are, and we can use it. And more importantly, it can use us. So turn to live from spirit rather than ego. Practice attuning yourself as a beautiful instrument of the divine. You're part of the divine orchestra. Play your instrument and play it well. Value and commit to spiritual practices of meditation, of visioning, of prayer, of service, of spiritual study, of giving of your time, talent, and treasure. Practice the law of service. We're here to give, to serve, to contribute, to make the world a better place. Practice from the law of sacrifice. We don't like that word around here, sacrifice. But you know what the original meaning of sacrifice is? To make sacred. To make sacred. And so practice making your life and everything in it sacred, full of joy. What are you willing? What are you willing to sacrifice to make sacred for the greater good of all? Think about that. Think about that. And remember that you're part of the all, so you get some too. So finally, I say to you to get in tune with spirit. Get in tune with spirit. Let spirit tune your heartstrings to the vibration, the frequency of the Most High, spirit itself. Go within, because sometimes you gotta go in to find out what it is that you're called to, what your tuning is. And we can start, those of you who haven't done it so already, with the values survey. Tune into spirit and fill this out. There's a basket for you to put it in over here. You can fill it out while you're in the social hall, imbibing in goodies. Or you can take it home, but bring it back next week. Next week is the last Sunday. Raise your hand if you have not already done one. If you've not already done one, take one. And finally, keep your hands up. Blessings on your journey of getting in tune with spirit. Use spiritual practices for the greater good of all. And let's make this world a better place. And together we say, and so it is.
No more trouble in my life. My heart's desire is filled. I don't get frightened or worried. I got the spirit in me still.
I get down and I pray.
I pray.
Nothing ever gets in my way. Nothing on earth can pull me down. And with spirit there's nothing but good now. I got spirit in me. 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 I got the spirit in me.
They say the world's in a bad place. Live in a time of disgrace. I know I'm one of a million that lives with God's grace.
I get down and I pray.
I pray.
All this joy in my heart can't explain it away. Nothing on earth can hold me down. Yes, I'm gonna shout, gonna give spirit praise. I got spirit in me. I got spirit in me. I got spirit in me.
Sing it with us.
I got spirit in me. I got spirit in me. I got spirit in me.
One voice. Woo, boy. I love that song. Okay, let me catch my breath.
Where was we?
Okay, this is our opportunity, our opportunity to know that we have prosperity acceptors who are coming forward as I speak, and that we acknowledge right in this moment that we live in an abundant universe filled with the wealth of well-being, abundance of every nature, and that abundance comes to us, through us, and back out again to bless others. And so if you're putting something in the basket, or you already have sent something in, or you're going to send something in, at least wave your hand over the basket so that you're part of the divine circulation. And then take your gift, either really or metaphorically, hold it to your heart and infuse it with all the qualities of spirit that most resonate with your soul. Could be prosperity, abundance, presence, peace, harmony, love, wholeness, health, well-being, whatever it may be. Infuse your gift with that, and it will magnify as it travels to bless others. We know this is true. We invite those of you who are on the live stream to participate in this process as well, and you can hit a little button that puts you in that divine circulation of the flow of good in and through and as your life. Let me try to distribute all these as evenly as possible. There you go. There you go. And so let's say our prosperity affirmation together. Divine love blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive abundantly.
Rise up, rise up, rise up into your greatness. There's love and joy and light in all creation. Celebrate the spirit life that lives in all. Come together, congregate, tear down your wall. Rise up, rise up, rise up into your greatness. There's love and joy and light in all creation. Know the love of God is always in your heart. No matter where you go, you will not be apart. Rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up into your greatness.
Yeah. So we accept and we bless and we release these gifts to do the work of Spirit in and through and as each and every one of us. We know that we are blessed by these gifts, and now we become the blessing. And for this realization of the truth, our willingness to live in, through, and as that truth in all that we are, think, say, and do, I am eternally grateful. And together we say, and so it is. There you go. Thank you. Okay. So today, in honor of our kids, we have a letter from Nora to God. I don't ever feel alone since I found out about you. Now, there's one tuned into spirit, right? And so we have a tradition here that whether we have small children in the sanctuary with us or not, we bless them. We bless the child in each one of you. We bless our kids who are not yet here today. And we bless the children all over the world, particularly in hot spots like some of our inner cities, and also in places like Sudan, Ukraine, Gaza, and lots of other places in the world. So let's do that now. We love you, we bless you, and we know you are perfect. Yeah. So anyone here for the first time guest, you've had a chance to test drive our madness, and if you're still brave enough to raise your hand, if you would, we have something for you. Nope.
Yay.
Okay. Over here. Great. Terrific. Thank you. We appreciate you being with us, checking us out. And if you fill out this little card that they give you and give it back to them when you go through the lobby on your way to the social hall, they have another little gift for you. So we appreciate your presence. Those of you who are new on the live stream, we welcome you as well. Haven't figured out how to get the little gift through the ethers yet, but we'll get there, right? Okay. Thanks for being here. We did the children's quote. Practitioners, I would like to invite our prayer practitioners to come forward, please. Front and center, please. Front and center so they can see your lovely countenances. Practitioners are people who have studied our principles for a number of years and particularly focused on spiritual mind treatment or affirmative prayer. They've become proficient in the practice of affirmative prayer, and they're here in service to you in this spiritual center. You can see them after the celebration is over, and they will do a very quick 1-minute miracle, we call it, knowing a greater experience and expression for your life, a greater attunement with spirit, if you will. You can also make private appointments with them for a longer time together. And so I would ask that the rest of us head that way to the social hall so that we give them some quiet space to do the work that they do. And let's thank them for their service. And finally, let's say our August affirmation before we sing our closing song. You ready? I vibrate at the frequency of spirit, and my life unfolds as peace, love, and joy. Is tune yourself to spirit because that's who you are.
We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the love wash over us.
Don't you know?
We let it be.
The light.
We let the light wash over us. We let it be.
Break it down.
We let the grace wash over us.
Yes, we do.
We let
it
be.
Bring it down a little.
We let the peace wash over